So these are my next set of League One predictions. Obviously we've got Damon and in midweek, and we've got obviously next weekend's games in League One. Starting off them with the Damon hand in midweek between Stevenage and Bolton Wanderers. Stevenage starting to fall away now, aren't they? Starting to fall away from that automatic promotion rates. They're still in within the chance of potential playoff places. Bolton Wanderers got a 1-0 win away at Wigan. And I do expect, I think Bolton are close to signing Paul Moyen as well. I think close to signing Paul Moyen, which will be... the thing is with Paul Moyen, it's not really... It's been a bit iffy in League 1, hasn't he, Paul Moyen? Obviously, League 2 in the National League, that's been his level, hasn't it? But Paul Moyen, can't doubt him though, can you? Would be a good sign for Bolton if they can make that signing. And I think Bolton will win here, where Stevenage, I think they'll win 2-0. Yenton versus Burton Albion onto the weekend games. I don't for Yenton to win 2-0 against Burton Albion. Burton Albion, who of course sacked Lee Quant, obviously they defeated Huddersfield, which meant Huddersfield ended up sacking Lee Quant. It wasn't the right appointment in the first place for Huddersfield, let's be real. And Burton Albion, very inconsistent all the season. They had that performance against Huddersfield, and then they end up using the next game. And Yenton are in that race for automatic promotion. And offer a 2-0 win for Yenton. Cardiff versus Stockport. What a game. What a game that is. Cardiff, the leaders. Stockport keeping themselves in the mix for automatic promotion. They need to sort themselves out defensively though, Stockport. That's their weakness for me, is defensively. So they need reinforcements in terms of defence and Chambly. If they can get defensive reinforcements, I still fancy Stockport to finish second. But if they don't, then they are dipped in it to the interim, in my opinion, to get that second place. And so I think there'll be goals in this game between Cardiff and Stockport. Stockport always tend to turn off for these games as well. And offer a 2-2 draw between Cardiff and Stockport, which will be a good result for Yenton. Huddersfield versus Bradford. Just bad luck, isn't it, for Bradford? Obviously, I would have went for a Bradford win if Lee Grant was still in charge of Huddersfield, but now we don't know who's done in charge of Huddersfield. You would expect an improvement from the Burton performance from Huddersfield as well, which is why I say it's bad luck for Bradford. And Bradford's still keeping themselves in there, aren't they? Keeping themselves in that automatic promotion race. I'd still think Bradford, though, I do expect Bradford to drop away now in terms of race for automatic promotion, but they can still finish in the playoffs for me, Bradford, because that's what League 1 is at the moment. You just don't know what's happening in League 1 at the moment and who's going to finish where. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Huddersfield and Bradford in that one. I don't see Bradford using that game. Plymouth versus Luton. Plymouth inconsistency shown again. Then a 1-0 win away at Peterborough. Luton drew 2-2 with Yenton. I would expect Luton to be favourites to win that game against Plymouth. But I can see it being a draw again. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Blackpool versus Northampton Town. Blackpool been on iffy form recently, and I think they'll bounce back though now. Blackpool, it's a winnable game for them as well. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Blackpool against Northampton. I think Northampton will be relegated in my opinion. Bolton versus Leyton Orient in the weekend game. I think Leyton Orient will definitely give Bolton a game, but I'd go for a Bolton win here. Bolton to win 2-1 against Leyton Orient. Doncaster versus Wigan. Doncaster got a massive win away at AFC Wimbledon. And I think they'll back it up, but I don't think they'll win. I think they'll back it up with a point, and I think it'll be a 1-1 draw against Wigan. Port Vale versus Exeter. John Brady, the Port Vale manager now, obviously went to the Port Vale fans after they lost 3-0 at Mansfield, saying he will do it right. He'll do it right, trust me. And I believe him. I think he will do it right. I just don't think he'll do it right in time to keep Port Vale up. But if you have John Brady at Port Vale in year 2 next season, they'll be one of the favourites to go back up, in my opinion, with John Brady's proven experience in year 2 as well. So it's just, I just think that everything's against John Brady, unfortunately for him. Everything's against him, and I think John Brady's just preparing for next season now, personally. But if he can keep Port Vale up, what a job he's done, keeping Port Vale up. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Exeter though. I think Exeter will back up their superb 3-0 win against Stevenage. Reading versus Barnsley, I think that'll be a 1-1 draw. Rotherham versus FC London, I think they'll cancel each other out in a 0-0 draw in that one. Stevenage versus Mansfield. Look out for Mansfield, people. Look out for Mansfield. I said at the start of the season as well. Said at the start of the season, they're down under the radar, Mansfield, in terms of being like a playoff contender. I fancy Mansfield here. I don't know for Mansfield to win 2-1 away at Stevenage. And Wickham versus Peterborough, I think they'll play out a 1-1 draw. So they're my League 1 predictions for the game in hand in midweek and next weekend's games. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments. See you all in the next one.